Welcome to Kurt's Home Living. Lamb and goat stew. Welcome back. Today I'm going to make some stew with lamb and goat. Pre-rinsed twice with vinegar and lemon juice my goat meat and lamb. I have a whole bowl full of vegetables here. Parsnips, carrots, onions, peppers, sweet potatoes, jalapeno pepper, celery. And I'm going to be cutting most of that stuff up to go into the stew. And I also have some garlic I'm going to add to the party. Okay, I have some dough here. I'm going to be making some fried dumplings. I have some dough here that's been sitting around for about an hour. I'm now going to show you how I mix together the ingredients for the fried dumplings. I have 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup of yellow cornmeal, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, 1.5 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of butter, which I'm going to add after I mix the dry ingredients. Now that I've mixed the dry ingredients, I'm going to add the cold butter. Make sure it's cold. I'm going to hand mix this to get the butter incorporated into the dry mix. And I'm going to slowly add milk, regular whole milk, slowly but surely, until I work this into a dough. Little bit at a time, not too much. And if you happen to overdo it, you can always add a little bit more flour. I'm kneading it, get it to the consistency that I need. I basically have the consistency that I need. I'm going to keep kneading the dough. I see it needs a little bit more moisture, so I'm going to just put a little bit of water on my hand and knead it into the dough. Kneading it incorporates the butter into the flour mixture. Now I have the consistency that I want, and I'm just going to put it away. Cover it, let it do its thing. I'm going to set that to the side. I'm now going to go ahead and season these our meat up. I have some of my homemade adobo, some Greek seasoning, some curry powder, some freshly ground pimento seeds, and some ginger, along with some salt and pepper. Bay leaves I'll be throwing in the pot later. I'll be cooking in my pressure cooker today to cut down on time. I'm going to go ahead and turn my pan on here. Get it start heating up. First I'm going to add a little salt. Pepper. Let's go with a little oil in this pan. This is regular vegetable oil. I'm going to be searing this off. Let's put a little olive oil on these. Get the seasoning something to stick to. This is my pimento. freshly ground. My ginger, homemade. That's the difference between me and a lot of cooks. When they go to cook, they pour out other people's seasonings. I pour out my own seasonings. This Greek seasoning will give it all the herbs that it needs. This curry will give it the cumin and the turmeric that it needs. And the adobo will give it the garlic, salt, the pepper. We're going to go in and mix this up. I'm going to just add some of this. I'm adding a little bit of my sazon. Farby sit overnight. I had them sitting overnight, but I was too lazy to get up and season them and let them sit, so they just sat in the refrigerator covered. Fine tuning their skills, I guess. As we sear these, we're going to just put them in this pot over here. So we're going to go ahead and put some, add some water in here. Not that it matters, but just to get an idea how many cups. We're going to go with 4 cups initially. You might as well throw a bay leaf in there now. Go with 3. Might as well go with a tablespoon of this chicken broth. Maybe 2, 1.5 tablespoons of chicken broth. About a tablespoon of Maggi seasoning. Half a tablespoon of browning. Go ahead and switch my board around. Cut the veggies. I'm gonna first cut what's going in the pot. Okay, I'm gonna glaze these. I'm gonna boil them first and then glaze them and then put them in the oven. These 2 carrots and 2 parsnips. They've already been washed, scrubbed thoroughly. And I left one of the parsnips so I can show you what it looks like if you've never seen one. And I'm just peel that off. These are going in on the second round with the sweet potatoes, the potatoes. And that's all I did with that. I have another one in here. Okay, half of this onion is going in the big pot. I'm gonna get the half of this, we'll just say a whole stalk of celery. It's going in now. The rest is going to go in with the carrots and sweet potatoes and parsnips. These are going in after 40 minutes. What I'm putting in this bowl. I'm going to try to cut everything evenly. I have these baby carrots. I'm gonna just cut them in half. Found this jalapeno in the back of the refrigerator. Forgot I had it. It's a little squishy, but it'll do perfect for this. These vegetables seem to be pretty good, nicely uniform. Let me get some of these garlics. Take some of these onions, peppers. These should have been fried in this pan after this sear is done. Go ahead and get our pressure cooker out. Get these seasonings off the way. If you see my videos, I showed this before. I'm not using anything fancy. Just an elite pressure cooker. Has time settings on it, rice and potato risotto, potatoes and yams, and that's the second setting I'll be using in here. Initially, I'm just going to set it on 40 minutes for our meat. When that goes off, put the vegetables back in, the yams and parsnips, and I'm going to set it on potatoes and yams. It also has a meat and chicken setting, a beans and grains, soups and stews, and so on and so forth. Now, it's the same procedure if you're going to cook it in the pot, in the oven, or in the pressure cooker or slow cooker. Same procedures, everything's the same, except this cooks faster. So that's what I prefer to use, especially when I'm doing videos. Okay, I'm satisfied with the clear I got on these. They have a nice color. I'm going to quickly toss these for a couple minutes. Let's sit this in here for now. Make sure we have enough water. Satisfied with the taste of the broth. Okay, this is done. This can go on in. These are going to go with these potatoes and sweet potatoes. You might as well let all of this stuff get a head start. Not going to hurt it. I think that'll be plenty enough water. Set this on 40 minutes. Whoa, that's all I want on that. Just a quick toss. We're going to prepare our dumplings and these carrots, parsnips. So let's go with a couple cups of water in this black pan. And I'm going to just cut these quarter like this to keep them whole. like this. Same with the parsnips. I scrub both of these down. You do want to peel the skin. I want the skin to retain its texture. Just put a little salt in this water. We're basically going to let this cook down. Let it get soft. We're going to put a little brown sugar and honey on it. We're going to use a salmon pot for our dumplings. I left a bay leaf out. We'll just put it in there with the carrots. We want this grease on medium, around 250 to 275. Don't want it as hot as it is for French fries or something like that. These dumplings have to cook on the inside. You don't want your fire to be too high, and you go to cook them and your dough is nice and beautiful on the outside and gummy on the inside. And that's all I want these to do, is just basically steam in here. Let's check our dough. I'm going to test one of these. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. Looks like it's cooking too fast. I'm going to throw the rest in. Bring the temperature down. Okay, now we're going to take these carrots, get a little spray in this baking dish. We're just going to drizzle some honey on here. Sprinkle some sugar on there. I thought about brown sugar. I'm going to just sprinkle regular sugar on there. And I think I'm going to go with a little bit of cayenne pepper. Oven's up to 280. I'm going to go ahead and throw these in. Just put a little. I'm sure I'm going to need something to thicken that stew up with, so I might as well get that ready to go. We're going to just go with flour and water. One, two, maybe 2.5 tablespoons of flour. I'm not trying to make it gravy, just to thicken it ever so slightly. And my secret is warm water. Warm as you can get it. Melts the, dissolves the flour a lot quicker. Let's take the first one we put in out. Beautiful. That's good. Wow. A little butter. That's delicious. Going to sit these dumplings to the side. Okay, I'm back. We're under a minute to go with our pressure cooker. Matter of fact, it's done. Looks like our carrots and parsnips are done in the oven. Nice and tender. Go ahead and release the air. Okay, as I said, we're going to take and put this slurry in there and put our parsnips, carrots, potatoes, some of our celery and stuff in there. Put it on the potato and yam setting. And that's your thicken it. Continue cooking the lamb and the goat. See what we got here. Looking good. So we're going to put our slurry in. Meat is pretty good, just about done. Vegetables. And that's it. Go back in. potatoes and yams. Let it go. We'll be back. Okay, our time has elapsed on here. I'm gonna go ahead and release the air. And while we were gone, I went ahead and started the plate. Got a light bed of iceberg lettuce with a little oil and vinegar on it. Put my roasted honey roasted carrots and parsnips on top with a piece of lettuce and leaves on there. I had some leftover rice, so I went ahead and heated up the rice. And as I said, our fried dumplings turned out beautiful. Nice crust on the outside, nice and moist on the inside. You can see the little dabs of butter in there from the dough. Carrots roasted pretty nice, and the parsnips. They held their consistency, or their shape, but they're nice and soft. Really good with that cayenne pepper, the honey, and the little sprinkle of sugar. Cooked beautifully. Okay, and that's it. And here it goes. Lamb and goat stew with sweet potatoes in it. Peppers, got some jalapeno in there, carrots, potatoes, even amount of goat and lamb. Have some rice pilaf, fried rice, veggie rice, whatever you want to call it. I have some honey roasted carrots and parsnips that I laid on top of a bed of lettuce with some oil and vinegar. A little celery leaf, some homemade fried dumplings, nice and crispy on the outside, moist in the inside. You can see the pieces of butter in there melted, and that delicious stew. Thanks for watching. Enjoy.
The goat and lamb stew with the fried dumpling and the sweetness of the parsnips and carrot was delicious. Thanks for watching Kurt's Home Living, Goat and Lamb Stew.